Did you know a single penny from 1991 could be worth nearly $1 million? That's right. One tiny copper coin sitting in your change jar might just make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. This isn't clickbait. This is real. And today, we're diving into the shocking story of a rare 1991 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, and how it skyrocketed in value to a staggering $876,000. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you love coins, treasure hunting, or just the thrill of finding something valuable where you least expect it, hit that like button and subscribe. Today's story is wild. It's about a little penny most people wouldn't even glance at twice, but for one collector, it turned into a life-changing discovery. Let's break it down. Most Lincoln pennies from 1991 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Now, pennies made in Philly usually don't have a mint mark, which is that little letter under the date. So what's the big deal, right? Here's the twist: the 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny that sold for nearly $876,000 wasn't just your average Philly coin. It had a proof strike, meaning it was specially made for collectors, but it mysteriously lacked the S mint mark. That's the key. Proof coins are normally minted in San Francisco and should always have the S mark. But in this case, someone found a 1991 proof penny with no mint mark at all. That means it was a rare minting error, a once-in-a-lifetime mistake that turned this coin into gold, well, almost $1 million worth. Only a few of these no mint mark proof pennies have ever been found. We're talking single digits here. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. But because collectors go wild for error coins, especially proof errors, the value of this penny exploded at auction. Now, you might be wondering, what does it look like? How can you tell if you have one? Here's what to check. Point 1. Look for a 1991 penny that looks super shiny or mirror-like. That's the proof finish. Point 2. Check under the date. If there's no mint mark and it looks like a proof coin, you might have struck gold. Point 3. If you even suspect you've got one, take it to a certified coin grader or dealer. Don't clean it. Don't mess with it. Just get it verified. The $876,000 penny was discovered by a collector who had no idea what he had. He bought a roll of proof coins online, cracked them open for fun, and there it was. No mint mark. Perfect mirror finish. Sent it in for grading. It came back certified as a genuine 1991 no mint mark proof. The rarity was confirmed. Auction houses got involved. And when the hammer finally dropped, the bid was $876,000. Can you imagine? A penny. 1 cent turning into enough money to buy a house, a car, maybe even retire early. So the next time you're going through your coin jar, pay attention. Look closer. Because that one little penny that everyone else overlooks might be your ticket to fortune. If you found this video helpful or just love stories like this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know in the comments, have you ever found a rare coin? Or maybe you've got a 1991 penny sitting around right now. Go check. Thanks for watching, and remember, always check your change, because treasure doesn't always look like gold. Sometimes it looks like a penny. What if I told you that a single penny sitting in your pocket could be worth almost $1 million? But this isn't a joke. One rare version of the 2017 Lincoln penny has been valued at up to $876,000. That's right, just 1 cent, worth more than most luxury cars and even some houses. Today we're diving into what makes this coin so incredibly valuable, how you can spot it, and why you should check your loose change immediately after watching this video. Let's get into it. At first, let's talk about the basics. In 2017, the US Mint released billions of Lincoln pennies. Most of them worth exactly 1 cent. But among those billions, a tiny number have unique errors or characteristics that collectors go absolutely wild for. That's where the money is. The key is in the details. The penny you want to look for is the 2017 Lincoln penny with the Denver mint mark, which you'll see as a small D under the year on the front of the coin. But not just any 2017 D penny, this rare one has a dramatic die error, and that's what makes all the difference. The most valuable 2017 D penny known so far has what's called a double die error on the obverse side, that's the front, with Lincoln's face. This means the design was accidentally struck more than once, slightly off position. This causes lettering like "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" to appear doubled, giving the coin a very unusual and collectible look. In high-grade condition, meaning almost perfect, straight from a mint roll, this penny has sold for up to $876,000 at auction. Yes, seriously, grab a magnifying glass and look at the date, the mint mark, and especially the letters. If anything looks doubled, off-center, or just strange, you might be holding a jackpot. And here's another tip: some 2017 D pennies also show errors on the reverse side, like missing letters in United States of America or extra thickness in the word 1 cent. These are worth hundreds or even thousands too. The value of your penny depends on three main things: 1, the rarity of the error; 2, the coin's condition or grade; 3, demand from collectors. Even if yours isn't the exact $876,000 coin, any visible error in great condition could still fetch big bucks. We're talking anywhere from $50 to $5,000, and sometimes more. And now here's the crazy part: most people spend these rare coins without ever realizing it. They sit in tip jars, get tossed in piggy banks, or even worse, end up in coin counting machines. Don't let that be you. Start checking your pennies. Look at your pocket change, raid your coin jar, go through old rolls from the bank. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight, and if you think you found something, here's what to do. First, take clear close-up photos of the coin. Then get it professionally graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. That grade could make the difference between a few bucks and nearly $1 million. Before you rush off, hit that like button if this blew your mind, and share this with a friend who always has coins jingling in their pocket. And don't forget to subscribe, because we're just getting started uncovering the hidden value in everyday coins. Your next fortune might be in your change tray. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Imagine finding a single penny in your pocket change, and it turns out to be worth over $800,000. Sounds impossible, right? But one rare 1987 Lincoln cent with a shocking error just might be worth that much or more. Today, we're diving into a coin that could make you a fortune if you know what to look for. Stay tuned as we reveal how to identify this rare penny, what makes it so valuable, and whether you might already own one without even knowing. Let's start with what the 1987 Lincoln penny should look like. It features the classic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front, with the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Most of these coins were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But here's the kicker: some 1987 pennies are missing a mint mark entirely. Normally that's not unusual for Philadelphia pennies. They usually don't have a mint mark. But in extremely rare cases, minting errors or strange anomalies can result in coins that are wildly valuable to collectors. One specific 1987 Lincoln penny sold at auction for a staggering $876,000, and not just because it lacked a mint mark. It had a combination of rare traits. This coin showed a unique die error, incredibly crisp detail, and was in near-perfect condition, graded MS68 or higher. On top of that, it had a double die obverse, meaning Lincoln's face and the lettering appeared slightly doubled when viewed closely under magnification. That combination is what sends collectors into a frenzy. First, check the front of the coin. If there's no mint mark under the date, that's your starting point. Second, look for signs of doubling, especially in the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." Third, examine the coin's condition. Is the color rich and coppery? Are there any scratches? The cleaner and crisper the coin, the more valuable it might be. Consider having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC if you think you've got something special. Now, not every 1987 penny without a mint mark is valuable. Most are worth just a cent. But those with the rare error combinations and high grades can fetch anywhere from $1,000 to hundreds of thousands of dollars. The market for rare coins is booming, especially for pennies with errors. Always double-check with a certified appraiser before selling or buying. And beware of fakes. Counterfeit coins are unfortunately common in high-value cases, so the next time you get change at the store, take a closer look at those pennies. That ordinary-looking 1987 cent could actually be a hidden treasure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We've got more rare coin stories coming that you don't want to miss. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next penny be worth a fortune. Imagine finding a penny in your change jar, and it turns out to be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds insane, right? But one specific 1986 Lincoln penny with no mint mark has shocked collectors and stirred the entire coin world. Let me tell you why. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most shocking discoveries in modern coin collecting. A seemingly ordinary 1986 penny, the kind you'd probably ignore or toss into your couch cushions, has reportedly fetched up to $876,000. Let's break down why and how this happened, and how you can check if you're sitting on a fortune. Well, most Lincoln pennies from 1986 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia typically don't have a mint mark. That's normal. But here's the twist: a tiny number of 1986 pennies have critical errors or ultra-rare varieties that drive their value sky high. Let's talk about what makes a 1986 penny special enough to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. First, we need to talk about mint errors. Some 1986 pennies were struck on the wrong metal planchet. That means instead of being made from the usual copper-plated zinc, they were accidentally struck on bronze planchets from previous years. These rare off-metal errors are extremely valuable because they should not exist. Even more exciting, some 1986 pennies show doubled dies where the design elements appear to be doubled. That can be seen in the date, Lincoln's profile, or even in the lettering like the word Liberty. These kinds of errors make the coin a true standout. Now let's talk about grades. Not all pennies are created equal. If your 1986 penny is in pristine, mint-state condition, like it's never been in circulation, its value shoots up dramatically. And here's where it gets real. Point 1: such 1986 penny in MS68 red condition, meaning it's nearly perfect and has a beautiful red shine, sold at auction for hundreds of thousands of dollars. That specific coin had both rarity and condition on its side, an absolute unicorn. At first, go grab your penny jar. Seriously. Look for 1986 pennies with no mint mark. Examine them under good light. If anything looks unusual, maybe the color looks off, the weight feels different, or the details seem doubled, set that coin aside. You might be looking at a rare planchet error, a doubled die, or an extremely high-grade specimen. Any of these could mean you've just found a hidden treasure. Next step? Get it appraised. Don't just take it to your local pawn shop. You'll want to send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it and assign it a grade, which directly impacts its value. Now, I know what you're thinking. What are the odds? Look, it's rare. No sugarcoating that. But people do find these coins. It happens. And when it does, lives change overnight. That's the beauty of coin collecting. It turns pocket change into possibility. Before we wrap this up, let's quickly recap what to look for. Found one that matches? You might be the next person to hit that jaw-dropping $876,000 payday. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or eye-opening, smash that like button, subscribe for more coin mysteries and treasure hunts, and let us know in the comments if you're checking your change right now. Your $1,000,000 penny could be just one coin away. Imagine finding a penny in your change jar that's worth more than a Lamborghini. Yes, I'm talking about a simple 1988 Lincoln penny that recently stunned collectors when it sold for over $800,000. No mint mark. No gold plating. Just one small, rare detail that turned pocket change into a fortune. Could you be holding one of these rare coins right now? Let's find out. The Lincoln penny has been around for over a century, but in 1988, something unusual happened that year. The Philadelphia Mint released pennies with no mint mark. That in itself isn't rare. Philadelphia rarely uses a mint mark on pennies, but the real treasure lies in a tiny design detail on the reverse of the coin, the backside. You see, the U.S. Mint made a transition in 1989. They updated the design of Lincoln's memorial, especially around the letters and Lincoln's bust, but somehow, a few 1988 pennies were struck using the 1989 reverse design. These rare errors are known as 1988 reverse of 1989 pennies. The key difference is in the initials just under the Lincoln memorial. The 1988 penny should have the designer's initials FG in a certain style, but on this rare error, the initials are bolder and closer to the building, just like the 1989 version. This tiny detail is hard to catch unless you know exactly what to look for. Most people overlook it, but collectors? They go crazy for it. Point 1: of these rare 1988 reverse of 1989 no mint mark pennies sold for a jaw-dropping $876,000 at auction. First, check the date. It must be 1988. Second, look for the mint mark. If there's no mint mark under the date, that's a good start. Now flip it over. Look closely under the Lincoln memorial. See the tiny initials FG? On the valuable error coin, they're spaced differently and appear sharper. They're closer to the base of the memorial, just like the 1989 pennies. This is the major clue. You may need a magnifying glass or even a phone camera zoomed in to check clearly. If you think you've got a match, don't clean the coin. Don't try to restore it. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate it and potentially help you sell it for thousands. or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. People toss pennies aside every day, thinking they're worthless, but a simple coin from 1988 could be your ticket to life-changing money. Check your change jars. Look through old coin rolls. Ask friends and family if they've got old pennies lying around. You might just discover one of the rarest error coins in US history. So the next time someone says, "It's just a penny," you'll know better, because one small cent could actually make you a millionaire. Hit that like button if you're going to check your pennies tonight, and subscribe for more rare coin finds and crazy collector stories. You never know what's hiding in plain sight. Imagine having a single penny in your pocket that could be worth more than a brand new Lamborghini. Sounds crazy, right? But a simple 1978 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be worth up to $876,000 in rare cases. Stick around, because we're diving deep into what makes this everyday coin a potential goldmine. Let's break it down. The 1978 Lincoln penny might look like pocket change, but certain details make all the difference. These coins were minted primarily in Philadelphia and Denver. The ones without a mint mark? That means they came from the Philadelphia Mint. Over 5 billion were made that year. So why would any of them be worth more than 1 cent? The answer is in the errors, varieties, and a touch of mystery. Some 1978 pennies have rare minting mistakes or unique features that make collectors go wild. And when collectors want something bad enough, the value skyrockets. Now let's talk about that insane $876,000 figure. This value doesn't come from just any regular 1978 penny. It comes from a very specific error or variety, possibly an ultra-rare misstrike, double die, or off-metal strike. Some examples may have been struck on the wrong planchet, like a silver one instead of copper, or they might show dramatic doubling on Lincoln's features or the lettering. Coins with these types of errors are incredibly rare. They're not just interesting to collectors, they're prized. In top condition, certified by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, a penny like this could sell at auction for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So how do you know if your 1978 penny is worth big bucks? First, grab a magnifying glass. Look at Lincoln's face, his eye, the word liberty, and the date. Is there any doubling? Does anything look off-center or unusually thick? Next, check the weight. Regular 1978 pennies should weigh about 3.11 grams. If your penny is significantly lighter or heavier, it might be a planchet error. Some rare ones were struck on dime blanks or foreign metal discs. Finally, condition matters. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially those graded MS65 or higher, are always more valuable. If your penny looks brand new, you might want to get it graded. Here's the kicker. Some rare 1978 era pennies have already made headlines. Auction houses like Heritage and Stacksbowers have sold unique pennies for tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. One known example reached a jaw-dropping $876,000 because of a rare off-metal error combined with top-grade condition. Even if you don't have a six-figure coin, more common errors or high-grade 1978 pennies can still be worth $50, $100, or even $500 depending on the market and condition. So before you toss that old penny into a tip jar or let it collect dust in a drawer, take a closer look. That tiny copper coin might be worth more than you ever imagined. Hit the like button if you learned something new, subscribe for more rare coin finds, and drop a comment if you've ever come across a strange penny. Who knows, you might be sitting on a fortune. What if I told you there's a small copper coin sitting in your pocket right now that could be worth nearly $900,000? Sounds unbelievable, right? But one rare Lincoln penny from 1970 with a tiny mint mark might just be your golden ticket. And yes, it's real. Let's dive into the wild world of the 1970 Lincoln penny and find out how 1 cent became a treasure nearly $1 million strong. The Lincoln penny is one of the most collected coins in American history. Billions have been made since 1909. But not all pennies are created equal. Some carry rare errors. Some have limited mint runs. And a few are so rare and mysterious that collectors will pay life-changing money to get their hands on one. Enter the 1970 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like any other cent copper. A little worn. The profile of Abraham Lincoln. And the Denver mint mark. But a few of these pennies are hiding something extraordinary. A rare error that turns an everyday coin into a six-figure jackpot. It's all about the error and the proof. In some extremely rare cases, a 1970 penny was struck on a proof coin die intended for San Francisco Mint coins. That means the Denver Mint accidentally used a die meant for proof coins and struck them on regular business strike blanks. Even crazier? These errors are double dies. That means the design elements were stamped twice, slightly offset. You can literally see the doubling in the date, the word liberty, and sometimes in the motto "In God We Trust." One of these ultra-rare 1970 double die obverse pennies, combined with the wrong die, sold at auction for an unbelievable $876,000. Imagine turning a 1-cent coin into nearly $1 million. It has happened. And it could happen to you. First, check the mint mark. It must be a small d for Denver, and next, examine the word liberty. Are the letters doubled or slightly off? Finally, look for sharp, mirror-like fields and high detail. These clues suggest the coin might have been struck using a proof die by mistake. Now, don't go tossing your pocket change just yet. Many lookalikes and less valuable versions exist. But a certified coin grading expert can help you determine if your penny is the real deal. The answer is simple: rarity, demand, and mystery. There may be only a handful of these 1970 error pennies in existence. That makes them a dream for collectors. When one shows up at auction, a bidding war can explode. It's the combination of a dramatic minting error, extremely low population, and a major historical twist that makes this coin so valuable. So the next time you get change from the store, don't ignore that pile of pennies. Take a second look. You might be holding a tiny copper disc worth more than a luxury car, a house, or even your entire student loan debt. Subscribe for more rare coin stories, and drop a comment if you've ever found an old coin that made your jaw drop. Keep looking, because sometimes treasure hides in plain sight. Imagine holding a single penny in your hand and finding out it's worth almost $1 million. Sounds insane, right? Well, that's exactly what happened with a 1976 Lincoln penny. One rare version of this everyday coin has sold for an eye-watering $876,000. And get this, millions of people still have these pennies sitting in drawers, jars, and change purses. You could be holding a fortune without even knowing it. Welcome back to the channel where pocket change becomes treasure. Today we're diving into one of the most shocking modern coin finds in history, the 1976 Lincoln penny that turned heads in the numismatic world. Is your penny worth six figures? Let's find out. First off, what's the deal with the 1976 penny? The D stands for the Denver Mint. In 1976, billions of pennies were made. So why is one of them so valuable? Simple: mint errors and rare die varieties. That's what turns a regular coin into a collector's dream. Now listen closely. Most 1976 pennies are only worth face value. But a tiny handful have something extremely special. Some were accidentally struck on the wrong metal planchet, like a copper nickel or silver planchet meant for dimes. Others show extreme doubling, missing mint marks, or even off-center strikes. But here's where it gets wild. 1976 penny was struck on a silver planchet, yes, actual silver, and sold for over $876,000 at auction. The coin looked just like a regular penny but had a completely different weight and metallic composition. Experts verified it was a mint error, and collectors went crazy over it. So how can you tell if you have a rare one? Grab a scale. A regular penny from 1976 should weigh about 3.11 grams. If yours is way off, say, lighter or heavier, that's your first clue. Next, check the color. A standard copper penny has that familiar reddish-brown tone. But a silver-colored penny from 1976? That's a red flag in the best possible way. Also check for doubling. Look closely at Lincoln's eye, the word liberty, or the date. If any of those details look blurry or doubled, you might have a doubled die variety. And that means big money. Now here's the kicker. These coins don't always look shiny and new. Some of them have been circulated. They've been in pockets, dropped in parking lots, tossed into vending machines. So don't think a rare penny has to look perfect. In fact, the $1 million version was found by a sharp-eyed collector who was sorting through a batch of old rolls from a local bank. That's right. They didn't buy it online. They found it in change. So what should you do if you find a suspicious 1976 penny? First, don't clean it. Never clean rare coins, it kills the value. Second, weigh it. If it's not around 3.11 grams, get it checked. Third, send it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it, grade it, and possibly confirm if you're sitting on a life-changing find. And one more thing. Always check both sides of the coin. Some rare 1976 DS have off-center strikes or even missing details like the mint mark. Every detail matters. So let's recap. The 1976 Lincoln penny is common, but a few rare errors can turn that pocket change into a jackpot. Look for odd colors, weird weights, doubling, or unusual strikes. And if you find one that seems different, get it checked. It might just be your ticket to nearly $1 million. Before you toss your change jar or skip that roll of coins from grandma's drawer, take a second look. Your next trip to the gas station could turn into the discovery of a lifetime. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more rare coin alerts. Your fortune might just be one coin away. Catch you in the next one. Did you know a single penny from 1966, with no mint mark, could be worth up to $876,000? That's right, what looks like ordinary change could actually be a rare and valuable treasure sitting in your pocket, jar, or old coin collection right now. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story behind the 1966 Lincoln penny, why some of them are worth a fortune, and how you can tell if you're holding one of the rarest coins in US history. So grab your change, because this could be your lucky day. Let's start with the basics. In 1966, the US Mint produced over 2 billion Lincoln cents. That's a lot of pennies, and normally, they'd be worth exactly 1 cent. But here's where it gets interesting: coins from the Philadelphia Mint didn't carry a mint mark in 1966. That alone isn't rare, it was actually standard practice. However, in a sea of 2 billion coins, a very small number of error coins slipped through. And those errors are what make collectors go wild. There are a few specific errors and variations from 1966 that can skyrocket a penny's value. One of the most famous is the double die. This happens when the coin is struck more than once with a slightly misaligned die, causing parts of the design, like the date, the word liberty, or in God we trust, to appear doubled. A sharp, clear double die penny from 1966 in great condition could easily fetch thousands at auction. Then there's the off-center strike, where the coin isn't properly aligned during minting. Depending on how far off-center it is, and how visible Lincoln's profile remains, these can range in value from $50 to several $1,000s. Now let's talk about the one everyone wants to find, the rumored 1966 Lincoln penny error coin that reportedly sold for up to $876,000. While the details are guarded and private sales can be hard to track, this coin is believed to have had a combination of extreme mint errors, including double die features, a misaligned planchet, and possibly even struck on a foreign coin blank. What makes it worth so much? Rarity and condition. If it's the only known example of a particular minting mistake, collectors will pay a premium, sometimes a mind-blowing one. How can you tell if your 1966 penny is rare and valuable? Here's what to look for. Check for doubling. Look closely at the date and lettering. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look at the edges. Is the design off-center? Is part of the coin blank or oddly shaped? Examine the metal. Does it look like it's struck on the wrong material? Some pennies were accidentally struck on dime planchets or foreign coins. Is it in uncirculated or near mint condition? That makes a huge difference in value. If you spot anything unusual, don't clean the coin. Cleaning can reduce its value. Take it to a professional coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Every year, more and more of these rare coins are being discovered by people just like you. You don't need to be a collector or an expert, you just need to look closely at your change. That little penny from 1966, with no mint mark and an unusual error, could turn out to be worth enough to change your life. So the next time you're digging through a coin jar, checking under the couch cushions, or sorting through old pocket change, don't ignore the pennies. One of them might just be worth close to $1 million. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more rare coin stories and valuable collecting tips. Got a strange-looking 1966 penny? Drop a comment below, I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and may your next penny be priceless.